If, like me, you're always looking for new things to make for your market stalls and you're fed up of making the same old pallet wood tea light holders, I might have just the video for you. Today's task is to attempt to make a beautiful trinket box. The best part is it's going to cost pennies to make from these hardwood pallet stretchers. I'm going to be using simple steps so that a beginner can follow along, but you will need a bandsaw and a table saw. I mentioned in the previous video about this wood that it does come with some issues, namely nails on both sides. What I can do is chop out 6-inch blocks, which is what I need roughly, and then I'm going to take them to the bandsaw and mill them down to 3/8 of an inch thick, which is about 10 millimeters. I am using a cheap blade in here. You might have heard that I caught a nail. If you're a bit worried about damaging an expensive blade, swap it out for an old one or use a TFT multi-purpose blade. Okay, so with those 3 pieces cut now, all we've got to do is thin them down. You might have noticed that I've got one bit that's quite a bit shorter or narrower than the others. That's fine, they're going to end up being the sides. So I've dug out the slithers of nails here and I'm going to mill these boards to about 13 or 14 mil thick, which is just over ½ an inch. So unfortunately I've got some variance in thickness throughout the width of the boards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a small sled. It's just a piece of offcut of plywood, and then I'm going to stick these to that sled and run it through the thicknesser. Okay, I'm going to put a straight edge on these and I'm going to use a table saw rather than the jointer. My joint is not very good anyway. Now, let's imagine that you've got a curve on this edge and it goes from the top, bows out in the centre and then back in up the other end. Let's say this side mirrors it. The edge that you want to put against your fence on the table saw is this one. You want the 2 widest points to be at the top and the bottom, or the front and the back if you're going as you're feeding it through. Now you've got a reference point that's always in contact with the fence. Doing it this way, with the fence like that, if you've got the bow there, the wood has a tendency to move and you do not get a nice true edge on this side. Doing it this way, you can push it through, and as long as this piece of wood isn't longer than your fence, you'll keep a nice true straight edge on the opposite side to the one against the fence. Now that we've got a straight edge on one side and a parallel edge on the other, we'll square the ends up on one end and then mark that as the square end, and then we'll cut to the correct measurements for the other ones before we put our mitres on. My main box is around 12 millimeters, or it's almost exactly 12 millimeters thick. I want about a 5 mil dado in there for the bottom. So I'm going to use the Banggood or the Enjoy wood setup blocks. I think they're excellent for this sort of thing, and you can be very accurate. Really, really good. And they got a major sale on at the moment, or starting on the 10th, I believe. I'll check that and put that in the description. Right, the next step, I want to cut a rebate for the lid, and that's on the same side. And you'll need to cut in about 3 to 4 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch into the top of the box. So here I am, putting the riving knife back in and setting the blade to 45 degrees, ready for the mitres. I'm using the blue tape method here for a glue up because I find it the easiest. I'm also protecting the inside edges from glue spill out, which is difficult to clean up after the box is put together. So I'm just going to basically shape that on the belt sander and see how it goes. So the box has come out lovely. There are a couple of the joints that are a little bit open. We're going to sort them out shortly, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. A couple of them are quite nice. But I've stained the lid. It's actually gone into there, but that should still be all right. That'll go on there. We're going to take a little bit of glue and we're going to drop it into those seams. I'm going to do one at a time. And all I'm going to do is just try and push it into the hole and get it in as much as I can. And it's already started to tack up. And as soon as it starts doing that, I'm going to take my 120 and I'm just going to sand to the edge. And then I'm going to do it the other way. But as you can see, let's close that up. So that's fine. I'll get rid of these scratches in a minute. I'll sand down to 220 or 240. This is going to be a bit more of a problem. This one's quite big. Let's see what we can do with this one. I am trying to be a little bit careful because it actually has only been drying for about 2 hours. Now, if they're really bad, you can take a stainless steel screwdriver or anything that's stainless steel, quite weighty, and then you can fold the corners over, you can burnish them, and they'll give you a more rounded finish, but you'll close all the gaps up. Still use your glue, and then just burnish the corners. I'm not going to do it with these because I'm more than happy with these. So for a finish, I just used Danish oil for the box and a plum mahogany for the lid. I just wanted to darken it down a little bit. It came out a bit pinkish after I'd worked it for a while. And there we go, our fast, almost free and fun to build box is complete. I'm not going to put plans on the website for this build. Instead, I'm going to invite you guys to put pictures of your builds onto the channel's community pages so that others like myself who maybe have a fear of building boxes can get inspiration and get into their workshop and have a go. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Don't forget, there's going to be another 7 of these builds, so keep your eyes out for those over the next 2 to 3 months. I'd like to thank everybody who supported the channel and bought me a coffee over the last 6 weeks. I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. For more builds that may inspire you to get into your workshop, check out this video right here. Thank you all. Have fun and take care in your workshop.